Hey everyone, today we are giving ourselves permission to play. So this is going to be a fun practice where we can just kind of hang loose. I know that when I do my own yoga practices, I think, okay, I need to feel relaxed and I need to feel zen after this and I have a goal. But today's goal and intention is just to be playful. So go ahead and join me if you like, coming to a comfortable seated position on the mat. And we'll just take a moment to come into our breath. I invite you to bring a hand on the heart and belly or keep the hands down. Option to close the eyes or you can look down at the earth. And we're going to take a moment here just to take an inhale and exhale, releasing any tension, sighing out the mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale, sighing, releasing any tension out. One more cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sighing it out. And we're going to take a moment here just to find stillness and to establish an intention for our practice. Taking one more inhale. And on the exhale, I invite you to make your way onto your back. Extending the legs out long here. And hug the right knee into the chest. Taking half wind relieving pose. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, extending the leg long, grabbing behind the hamstring. If it's super uncomfortable to extend the leg, you can keep the knee dropped. Or the foot, rather. Don't drop your knee. Taking an inhale. And the exhale, hugging the knee into the chest. This time we send the knee over the left side of the body, taking a slight twist here. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, hugging both knees into the chest. They can be as wide as you need to make it comfortable. This time, right foot extends out, left knee stays hugged in the chest. Taking an inhale. Option to kick the leg up straight, or you can keep the knee bent. If you're doing the leg straight, grab behind the hamstring. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, hugging the left knee into the chest and sending it over to the right side of our body, taking a twist here. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, legs and back to center, hugging both of the knees into the chest for a moment. And then either rock and roll your way back up to the top or do what you need to do to come into a comfortable seated position. From here, I invite you to bring the soles of the feet together, taking a bound ankle pose. If you find this super uncomfortable, you can sit crisscross applesauce, or you can extend the legs out long if it feels better. And we're gonna just take a couple of shoulder rolls here, taking the shoulders up, back, and around. And inhale, coming to the center. And exhale, leaning over to the right side, chest is lifted. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, returning to center. This time we're taking it over to the left side. Keeping the chest lifted strong, using that left hand to press off of the earth. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, I invite you to take a forward fold, walking the hands out here. Remembering to breathe. Taking an inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, walking the hands behind, chest is lifted. Option to bring the head back, letting it hang. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, returning to center here. Taking some seated cat and cow. So you can stay in this recline or this bound angle, or you can go to crisscross applesauce if you weren't already. We're just going to inhale, poking the chest out. And exhale, bringing the chin to chest for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Taking 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And returning to center. I invite you to join me in a tabletop position. And we're going to do that cat and cow motion just from the knees here and start to create a little bit of a flow. So we'll go from cat, cow, and sink back through our child's pose. So go ahead and join me in that tabletop position. We're going to inhale, dropping the belly for cow. And exhale for cat. Inhale, drop the belly for cow. And on the exhale, sinking the hips back to child's pose. Coming back up to that tabletop position, dropping the belly for cow. And rounding the spine for cat. On the exhale, sinking back to child's pose. I'll show you one more time and I want you to remember it. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, cat. And sink back to child's pose. Now take 2 to 3 more on your own. Do it at your own pace. And do what feels good for your body. Listening to your needs. Remembering that I'm just merely a guide for your practice. You know your body best. Anything I say is a suggestion. Maybe taking 1 more. And we'll all meet in child's pose. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, coming to that tabletop position just for a moment. And we're going to do thread the needle, taking the left hand underneath the right arm. If you have a block, you can bring your head down to the block. If you want more of a stretch or an option to play, the left knee stays down on the earth and we're going to lift the right foot here. Taking an inhale, don't worry, my core's shaking too. And on the exhale, right knee comes down. If you took that variation, untwisting, coming back to the tabletop position, and we're going to thread the right arm underneath the left this time. Option to keep the right knee down and lifting up the left leg. Giving ourselves permission to play. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, coming back slowly to that tabletop position. I invite you to untuck the toes. Option to send the hips up to down dog. Pedaling out here if you like. Maybe taking some movement side to side, but gaze is looking at the back of your mat so we can protect our necks. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, I invite you to take tiny baby steps to make your way to a standing forward fold. If you didn't take the down dog still, I invite you to join me in this forward fold. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way back up to standing, slowly rising up to the top. Hands come to our side for mountain pose. Now we're going to play a little bit. So we're going to take eagle pose. Let me demo for just a moment because you have options. And know that eagle pose is one that I still need lots of help with. So you can come to a standing position. Option 1, if you're near a wall. Come to a standing position. Left foot stays firmly planted. Sinking down into a chair pose. And cross the right leg over. Now if you're super flexible, you might be able to bound your right foot behind the left leg. That's not the reality for me. So you can stay right here if you like. Or if you want to do a little bit of a balancing, still sinking down into that chair, crossing the right leg, and we're taking eagle arms. So you just bring the right hand underneath like this. So I'll show you again. Open up wide, swing the right arm under, and find a bind or keep the hands behind you. So decide which one works for you. And when you're ready, whatever variation you're taking, whether on the wall or standing, we're sinking down into chair for a moment, crossing over our legs, opening the arms, right arm swings under. You can either bind the hands like this or keep them with the back of the hands touching. Chest is lifted here. Taking an inhale, and on the exhale, slowly releasing the foot back down to the earth and opening up the arms. We'll take eagle on the opposite side, sinking down into the chair. Left foot comes over the right, stretching the arms out wide. Left arm comes under this time. Then you can either bind the hands or back of the hands stay together. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, slowly releasing the leg back to the earth and opening up the arm sweat. Wherever you took your eagle pose, I invite you to join me at the top of the mat here. Right foot plants firmly in the ground, stepping back with our left foot, taking a variation of warrior one, but we're doing those eagle arms again. So you have options, yogi's choice. You can have the arms up in cactus, or you can take eagle arms. If you're taking eagle arms with me, arms stretch out wide. Doesn't matter which arm is going underneath, and go ahead and make that bind. Option to lift the arms, lift the chest. You're doing great. I know it might feel a little weird, but we're playing, so it's fine. Taking an inhale, and no matter what variation you took, exhale, bringing the arms up to center. And then we're opening up to warrior two briefly, just to sink back into reverse warrior, sliding that left hand down the left leg. And on the exhale, we're taking humble warrior, walking the hand stretched out in front of us, resembling a low lunge here. You can walk the hands out as wide as they feel comfortable. If you need to keep them in close by, perfectly fine. Taking an inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, I invite you to take a wide leg fold, feeling a nice intense stretch in the back of those hamstrings. Now, again, you have options. If you're near a wall, you can bring the hands onto the wall, hands onto a block, your shins, ankles, or the earth. Whatever variation you take for the hands, I invite you to find movement from side to side here, creating some space, only if it feels good. And when you're ready, we're going to walk the hands over to the left side, taking a low runner's lunge here. Bring the toes in a little if you need to. Plant the right heel down on the earth, pressing up off of the earth, taking warrior one, opposite direction. Hands are lifted here. Now you can, yogi's choice, keep the arms up, or if you're taking eagle arms, stretching them out wide, and go ahead and find that bind. Taking an inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, releasing the arms if you took eagle, and bringing the arms up here. Taking an inhale. On the exhale, we open up to warrior two briefly, just to come into reverse warrior, bringing the right hand down the right leg. And on the exhale, we cartwheel the hands down to the earth, taking a variation of humble warrior. Remember, you can keep the hands near the foot if it feels more comfortable, or to a block. You decide what feels good. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, I invite you to come back to that wide leg forward fold, creating some space again. Hands come to the hips And we slowly rise all the way back up before meeting at the top of the mat. We're gonna take a moment just to find stillness. Check in with yourself. That was a lot. Don't worry, it was. We're gonna take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're taking a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And I invite you to make your way down onto the earth here. Option to take half Florida fishes here. So a couple things you can do. You can keep the left leg extended out and cross the right leg. Or you can swing that bottom leg around. I'll turn towards you just so you can see what my legs are doing, but you're good where you are. So again, option to have the leg crossed over, or you can swing the bottom leg around. And we're taking a twist here. Right hand's on the earth, left elbow or arm is over the right thigh. Gaze looking over the right shoulder. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, slowly unwinding, and we'll take it on the other side. This time, right leg stays extended, left foot goes over. Option to stay here or swing around that right leg. Taking a twist, you can drape the arm over or use the elbow to create space. Left hand on the earth, gaze looking over the left shoulder. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, slowly unraveling. Bringing our legs out long here as we make our way onto our backs. Soles of the feet can stay on the earth. I invite you to take a bridge pose with me, but with the leg lifted, if you like. So you can keep both feet on the ground, or you can lift the leg with me. You decide what works for you today. So we inhale, and our hands are down on the earth. And we're exhaling. This time, left foot stays planted on the earth. And we're gonna lift the hips and the right foot up into the air. And then exhale, dropping the hips down. Inhale, lifting the foot. Exhale, dropping the hips, right foot returns down to the earth. Remember, you can stay in bridge pose. You can stay hanging out on your back. Listen to your needs. Right foot stays on the earth. I invite you to kick the left foot up if you want to take that variation. And we're going to inhale, lifting the hips. And exhale, drop the hips. Inhale, lift the hips. On the exhale, left foot returns to the earth. Invite you to windshield wiper the legs side to side. And we're going to take another twist the same way that we started our practice. But you can take eagle legs this time if you'd like. So your options here, crossing the right leg over the left and sending the legs over to the right side of your body. Or you can stack the knees on top of one another, finding a supine twist. Yogi's choice where the arms go. Maybe out to the side or stretched over top of the head. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, returning the legs to center. Option to take those eagle legs again and then send them over to the left side. Yogi's choice where the arms go. Knowing that it's okay if you have different sensations in the hips or the lower back. Depending on which side you took the twist, it's perfectly normal. Taking an inhale. And on the exhale, returning the legs to center, hugging the knees in and extending them out long, allowing ourselves to take a moment to find rest in Shavasana. If you can stay in this position longer, I invite you to do so. But if you need to get going with your day, feel free to just wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing some awareness back into the body. And when you're ready, rolling over to either side, taking fetal position. Taking one final inhale. And on the exhale, if you're ready, coming back up to that seated position. I invite you to bring the hands to the heart, taking a moment to just express gratitude for yourself, for showing up and making time to just play. Taking one more inhale. And on the exhale, hands come down. Thank you, as always, for showing up for yourself and for taking some time to just play.